Next up, at UFC Vegas 46, we have the co-main event of the evening and the rematch that nobody asked for. We have Katlyn Chookagian versus Jennifer Maia. Katlyn Chookagian 16-4 overall. She's 3-2 in her last 5, coming off a very close win over Viviane Araújo. Jennifer Maia 19-7 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, alternating wins and losses. Katlyn Chookagian is a tough ones and twos fighter who works hard and stays very busy. And when I say ones and twos fighter, I'm saying she sticks to the basic. She hides her twos, which is a straight right, behind her ones, which is a jab. She's mastered the basics, and she stays in that lane. She's not a finisher, but she game plans very well, and she will strike with a grappler, grapple with a striker, and do what she needs to do to ride out decision wins. I retweeted a stat yesterday, and I forget what it was, but it was just some absurd stat with the amount of strikes she's landed and the amount of decisions that she's had. I think she'll have like
landed. First of all, landed.
Okay. She'll have so he's pissed about the Viviane Araújo fight.
No, I mean, that's what she does. She doesn't even land. She'll throw a 1-2, go, and just not even throw it. And the judges think, oh my God, look how good she's landing every punch.
Okay, relax before we get flagged for pornography. Jennifer Maia is a well-rounded fighter with good BJJ, just okay wrestling, and underrated boxing. She's similar to Katlyn in that she's a decision fighter, but she does have a few tricks up her sleeve, like the submission win over Joanne Calderwood, which actually earned her a title shot against Shevchenko, where she was taken down 5 times. Her normal path to victory is to outbox her opponents who are too afraid to take her down. I opened this talking about that this was a rematch. So it's a rematch. Let's talk about what happened the first fight. Katlyn won the first fight 29-28, and she did so with the striking volume. The first round was close. The second round, Katlyn ran away with it. And the third round, Katlyn managed to outstrike Maia, even though she was taken down and controlled for almost half of it. So she spent half of the round with no strikes and made up for it in the other half of the round, surpassed Maia in just half of a round. And in order for Katlyn to win, she needs to do the exact same thing here. She needs to stay away, land as much as possible, and take over with volume. For Maia to win, she needs to crowd, grapple, get a takedown, steal the seconds, take away the volume. And the question is, can she? We saw her have some success in the third round with the grappling in their first fight, but overall she has a 50% takedown accuracy to Chookagian's 50% takedown defense. This is a tough call. This is a close fight. It's a tough call. You watched me break this down early a few weeks ago, and I haven't really changed much from that. I trust Katlyn to make adjustments and prepare for the grappling more than I trust Maia to come out there and just shoot 100 takedowns. So Katlyn's the pick. The odds are crazy. When I broke this down a few weeks ago, she was a minus 160 favorite, and now she's a minus 170 favorite. So people are loving Katlyn to just win yet another decision. I think she probably does, but I would never spend this money, even though she'll probably win, and it'll be just a very clear, like, oh, this is what she does. She wins decisions. I know you're bitter, but can you give us like a non-biased breakdown here?
Yeah, I'll give you a real professional take here. I hate Katlyn. I hate Katlyn. As a person, she seems like a great person. She seems very fun, very down to earth. As a person, I have nothing against her. As a fighter, I absolutely hate Katlyn and the way she fights. That Vivi fight, first of all, Vivi was my lock of the week, so I am a little bit biased. Vivi had her, I think, in an arm triangle, almost submitted for 4 minutes of the second round. Katlyn gets back to her feet. Vivi's tired, right? She's tired. She's not hurt, but she's tired. Katlyn just starts, and the judges somehow gave her the second round of that fight. That's how she's won every single decision with the noises she makes. And she does touch up girls from here to there, a 1-2, a 1-2. But there's be in the beginning of a fight, she'll win the first round just judging her range, won't land a single strike, but she's doing the noises. The judges think she's landing. Her corner is even one of those corners that, oh, yeah, ow. no, not even landing shots, and her corner's just hyping her up. So good for them. They've got a strategy down to win fights that way. I just think Jennifer Maia is able to finally get inside, get nasty, get her on the ground. If you watch that title fight versus Chevy, she actually got Chevy. She took Chevy down and controlled her, I think, in the end of the second round. So if you're taking Shevchenko down, it was kind of a reversal, but she was able to get on top of Shevchenko and control her. If you're doing that, Shevchenko, just get inside of Katlyn, just get her to the ground, and just control her, please, Jennifer. I could see Katlyn winning this fight the way she always does, but I'm just praying. I hope Jennifer wins because I cannot stand the way Katlyn fights. Katlyn, no offense, I think you're a great person, but the way you fight just drives me insane.
For some reason, she does seem like a good person, but she's been kicked off of Twitter, and I don't know why. So if anybody knows why, let us know. Jester,
do you really not know why? Or was
Jester
that like a joke?
said, due to 3.5 round bet on Maia. That's a great bet. I looked to do it. The odds are insane. It's like minus 260. So not doing it, not touching that. I do think she can win a round, but I'm not going to spend minus 260 on that. But that is a good idea. I had the same thought, and it just wasn't going to work. And then somebody else said, just take all Maia needs to do is take Chookagian down once. Well, she did that in their first fight and still lost. So I completely disagree with that point. You don't think Katlyn Chookagian wins this? Listen, I'm not spending $8,900 on her. Not happening. Do you agree with that statement?
Oh yeah, no, I would not spend any. I wouldn't spend $1 on her.
Would you? Are you spending $7,300? If she gave you a tiny bit of attention, you'd be like, anyway, are you spending $7,300 on Jennifer Maia?
No, I'm not doing that as well because she lost the first fight. So why would I? I mean, no.
It's been a few years, but yeah, I agree. 73. Once you get those sevens, it gets attractive because it's like, you know, you score 50 points. $7,300 could be worth it if you're getting what you're supposed to get out of the other guys. The odds we mentioned are they're super wide. This is a close fight. Katlyn should win, but these odds are super wide. And the Monkey Knife Fight strike line, I got to imagine. Man, I want to say more.
Are they going to count actual strikes or just how many times she yells? Because the yelling, the more or less on the yelling, that's going to be one. I'd put that 190.5, Chris. If you want to put that on Monkey Knife Fight, the yells, 190.5.
I do think less might be the play, only because I don't think there's a stoppage, but I think Maia's going to look to grapple. And I think she's going to try to hold her against the cage and just try to take away some strikes from Chookagian. So I'd like the less on Monkey Knife Fight. If you don't know what Monkey Knife Fight is, it's daily fantasy. It's super fun, super easy. You just look at a line like this. That's how many strikes they're expected to land. And you say more or less. And if you're right, you can triple your money. You string a few of them together. You can 25 times your money. And if you want $50 free, go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. Let me know after you do, and I'll send you $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. Literally that simple.